What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri zone, and welcome back to a new show where we are going to talk about Motta being under serious pressure according to the media. He's being called out by Tacchinardi, and we're going to talk about something he had to say, Motta, before we play Milan. He said basically, and it was a snippet, and actually if you listen to the entire presser, it made sense when he said that I want to win, but it's not an obsession. And that got kind of clipped, and put out on social media. But there was an entire story behind it, which makes sense, it made sense. But when you look at the performance yesterday, and keep in mind, they took that seriously. According to them, the players, and Motta himself, he took the Supercoppa seriously. But that quote is actually fitting. They're not obsessed to win, because at one point in the game, they all fold. If there's one mistake, they all collapse, and that's not being obsessed with winning. That's one thing I want to discuss, and the second part is obviously him being under pressure according to the media. But before we do that, as always, hit the like button. Let's get to 150 likes. It's my birthday, so let's get to 150 likes. Wish we had won, or had a good performance at least, that would kind of make up for the better week to come, building up to Torino, but that's not the case. So hit the like button, and let's talk about it. First off, before I talk about what Tacchinardi had to say and what Motta had to say before the game about winning, we lost the game. Now, I see a lot of people, not people, media, and also fans, talking about, again, it's the same old thing, going back to Allegri's last season. That was year 3, and he won the Coppa, and I think everybody was happy with him winning the Supercoppa or the Club. I think everybody was just excited. That was year 3, after spending a lot of money as well throughout those years. That's one. Two is the comparisons make no sense, because we were rubbish under Allegri. Like, actually, and I'm being nice. We won 2 games out of 13 or something. We lost to Cagliari, Maccabi, Villa. Like, name the teams. We got smoked by the most bang average teams out there. And for some reason, people are acting like that never happened. People are acting like what we are going now is like, oh, we should have kept Allegri. We should not have kept Allegri. It was rubbish. It was poor. It was embarrassing. Period. It's that simple, Now, that doesn't mean what we're doing right now is good. But what we're doing right now doesn't justify to have kept Allegri, because we were dog shit last season, and the season before that, and the season before that. We were rubbish, That has gone. Allegri should have gone. He did an awful job. Period. Point blank. It's as simple as that. Now, if you want to circle back after every quote-unquote bad result to that Allegri season, fine, but that's something you don't care about the club. You care about an agenda that makes no sense, because Allegri was absolutely straight up garbage for us the last 3 seasons he came back. That's one. Also, comparing 6 months into the job to 3 years into a job is, well, you fill in the blanks, is just idiotic, period. That's one. The second part is what Motta had to say before the game. Before the game, he said, it's not an obsession win. I want to win, but it's not an obsession. But he was talking, it was taken out of context. However, it makes sense right now. He was talking about, right now, I'm not thinking about the end of the year or 2 years into the job. That's what he was trying to say. He was saying, I'm thinking about right now, the Milan game, And with winning, he was not talking, and he was not asked about winning games. He was asked about winning trophies. And he said, that's something down the line. I cannot focus on that right now. That made kind of sense in the situation we're in. We're not winning games, so let alone winning trophies. Right now, the focus is on winning the game, each game, game by game, basically. That he was trying to say. However, after we watched that performance, you sit back and you're like, we are not obsessed with winning. We're not, because how many games have we took the lead, or even not took the lead, but in the end, like, we mess it up. Mistakes. Locatelli, Di Gregorio, Gatti, whatever you want to call that. The first, Fiorentina, for example, not clearing the ball, the first cross on Keane and it goes in, like Venezia, 2 crosses out of, like, we do not have the, how do you want to call it, the right mindset to say, okay, we're 1-0 up, or we're 2-0 up, or it's 0-0, whatever you want to say, and we're going to win. we're gonna win no matter what, you know, no matter the circumstances. Even if we're playing a bad game, even if we're playing a good game, we will find a way to win. Excuse me. We'll put our body on the line. That's not the case. That's not the case. First thing is we control games. Actually, that Milan game, for example, I say for 60 minutes we controlled that game, and we should have closed out that game. The Vlahovic miss, the Yildiz should have done better. We should have closed. And keep in mind, we gave up absolutely nothing. We gave up nothing to Milan besides that Theo one, who again that was kind of whatever. That was not we got outplayed. And these things could happen in a game. Fine, he missed that, should have scored, but excuse me. So should Vlahovic have done scored a goal? With the first thing that goes wrong, we can see Locatelli, just dumb play. And on Locatelli quickly, again, everybody overreacting, saying, oh, he's rubbish because he made that mistake. That was a rubbish mistake. That was dumb. But let's not act that he's having a poor season because of that one moment. Let's not do that, please. Because if we're going to do that, we're just going to end up actually like Manu, if you want to do that, because he's having a very good season, but that moment was just stupid, idiotic, and he knows it. He cost us that game because up to that point, Milan were never going to score. Again, the Theo one, whatever, but just on play, the play themselves, the way they were playing, the way we were playing, they were never going to score, like ever. We gave him that, and then the second one. That is, for me, a mindset. That's a mindset of, I'm going to win here, and I'm not going to give it up by a stupid mistake. And we do not have that mindset right now. I don't know if it's stemming down from Motta. Could be, and probably is, Maybe he's not the most charismatic leader, you want to say, and the players do not really feed off that. That's one. Two, we don't have leaders in the squad, and with leaders, I mean also some leaders who are quality on the pitch. We don't have that. We have a lot of unexperienced players, and we have a lot of players who have not really won anything. So that goes into it. Like, we need experience. That's 100% certain that we need experience in that squad, which you're not going to get in January, probably in the summer if you look around at free agents and stuff. But we're missing that. But what Alessio Tacchinardi had to say post game, actually before the game, he said, this Juve is not obsessed about winning. I'm surprised by Thiago Motta's mentality. During my 11 years at Juve, we were obsessed with winning, even in training matches. And then post-game, he said, Juve, as usual, lacks obsession to win games, and they threw it away with the same old defensive mistakes after dominating basically the entire game. And he's right. He's right. I don't like we wanted to win in training. That's kind of a buzz word. That's like Conceição coming out saying, I came to Milan to win, not to make friends. That's buzz. That's like Motta preseason saying, I want to create a Juve everybody kind of fears. Those are buzz things to say. Good for the fans, whatever. Like Alessio said. But we do not look like a team going out there doing everything possible to win that game, no matter what. No matter the situation, no matter the moment, no matter the opponent, we will do everything to win that game. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like we will do everything to get a lead or do enough to actually be winning a game, but we do not look like a team, and we are not doing enough to see out that result and actually win a game. And that's a massive problem. That's a massive problem, because how many points have we dropped just purely because we just switch off or we don't push? For example, Koopmeiners yesterday, I was looking at him minute 60 or something, and he looked slow. He looked like everything was happening in slow motion. He and others do not look 100% fit. I don't know what it is. Is it not having a full preseason? Is it injuries back? But we cannot hold up for 90 minutes, and we do not play at an intense level. That's the worrying part. When we control the play, we don't do that by high pressing. We just keep the ball pretty good, But we look dead on our feet at one moment in time. I know there's a lot of talk about the subs he made, and yes, after the subs, it flipped. But it flipped because Locatelli made a stupid mistake, and that freak of an own goal. It's not that we brought on Cambiasso, moved McKennie, subbed off Thuram, brought out Nico Gonzalez. Look, Vlahovic was not playing well. I know the headlines in Corriere dello Sport saying is, you took out Vlahovic, that's why you lost. Vlahovic was dog shit. That's not why we end up losing that game. Vlahovic could have played for 90 minutes. He was horrible, you know. Not saying Nico Gonzalez came in and played well, but that sub did not have an impact on Milan coming back into that game. Subbing off Thuram and switching McKennie, you know, did not have an impact on us losing that game. Us losing that game, the impact stems from the mindset, basically, of not really willing to win that game, even though Motta was not really trying to say that in terms of trophies. But game to game, we're not there. Like, we're not there. Locatelli, if Locatelli doesn't make that mistake, you win that game 1-0. Period. Because Milan were not good at all. They were worse than us. You win that game and you move on with not a fantastic performance, but you move on, you know, I guess. We do not win that game not because of the subs. We do not win that game because Locatelli was like, I'm gonna kind of screw it up right here. And then it all, you know, falls down. And we know that. At post game, he said, yeah, the mindset is not what it should be because we need to be smarter. We need to see out those games. But right now, that's an issue. Now, media today saying that his job could be at risk. It's not at risk right now. It's just not at risk for the simple reason that Giuntoli tied his future to him. It's a project they started, and if Giuntoli is now putting out there that yeah, it's at risk, then his job is also at risk. You know, it's as simple as that. That's why his job is not at risk, nor should it be at risk, in my opinion. It should improve. There should be pressure. He is under pressure. That's just normal when you be at a club at Juve. But I'm not at a point where I'm like, oh, sack him right now.